Check.
I'm Nate.
And I'm Scott, and we both play guitar in Skeletonwitch. I met Nate when we were both in school at Ohio University. His former band had just ended, and we ended up meeting up, and both realized we loved heavy metal and beers. And he was a much better guitar player, but that was good enough that he showed me the stuff he was working on, and we started writing tunes together and kind of pieced it together from there.
I think we just had a lot of help from Scotty's brother getting shows in Cleveland, Cincinnati, and places like that, and then it just kind of, I guess it just snowballed from there. I don't know if there was ever a time when I was like, I've always wanted to be in a band, but I'm still surprised that it happens sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. It always felt like the band was really fun. That's what we wanted to do, but I felt like I had to do something else. Like, this is fun, but it's going to stop someday. And then at one point it just got, we got so busy with the band, and we were at a good spot where no one had anything as far as like, kids or like a career, so to speak, outside of the band, that we were like, fuck it, this is what we're going to do. Let's just focus solely on the band. And we kind of just haven't looked back since. And still, like Nate said, if you look around sometimes, like, we were standing in Norway and we were like, holy shit, like, didn't think this would happen,
We almost had hands right there.
Yeah, I know. That was pretty good. To be honest, playing in Norway was a little intimidating because the bands that we were playing with, or particularly one of the bands, has the bass player from Immortal, who's an influence, but also pretty entrenched in like that intense black metal scene, and the guitar player was in Mayhem for like 8 or 10 years or something. So when we haven't met him yet, going there, we're like, oh shit, we're playing in Oslo with some of the guys who've been in the scene forever that knew all these crazy, like any of the various books or documentaries you see about black metal, like these guys know all those people, they're in a lot of that stuff. So we were like, oh fuck, like, we're gonna have some crazy basement dwelling cutter guys that hate us, and that wasn't the case at all. It ended up being really great.
Everyone was great. I was really worried, just like, because we have some black metal in our music and stuff, but we also are just, you don't know how serious someone else is going to be about it, and it turns out most of them aren't extremely serious about, like, outside of being on stage.
Yeah, the personalities off stage are not as grim as you might think. Sorry to blow the doors off that, guys, but the new album's called Forever Abomination. It came out last October. We recorded it with Matt Hyde in Los Angeles. He's done a lot of different bands. He's done like Slayer,
Children of Bodom.
So yeah, we spent like a month in LA recording it, which was a pretty fun experience too. You get to know a city when you're there for it, like longer than say a couple days on tour. So we lived in this like, we had this like, what would you call it? We lived in this gated apartment complex where, the way someone else put it that lived out there, was like, pretty much like C and D movie stars and like porno actors live.
They filmed porno in there, and it's like where Corey, whichever Corey Haim or Feldman, that's where he OD'd and died in that apartment building.
So we sleazed it up in LA for a month and have a record to show for it. I always just wanted to play music for a living, and that doesn't necessarily mean it has to be, an astounding amount of money. It could be a very modest living, and we're getting pretty damn close to that point now. It just depends on how you want to live your life, I suppose. And so really for me, that's the goal. As long as we can keep doing it and we're able to do it and we still enjoy doing it and we can get by doing it, then that's, honestly, that sounds kind of like, that sounds kind of storybook or something, like a rehearse, but it's true. Like, we don't have to, play Wembley Stadium or do certain things, that doesn't really mean anything specific.
I hope I don't die, and I dream that I do sometimes. No, I just want to keep being able to keep doing it, and like, I guess, stay relevant. I don't want to be like a crustier old dude, just like, man, we're going to get there, and so,
you see that a lot too.
Yeah, we play with them all the time.
All right, guys, let's keep this son of a bitch going. Let's slow it way, way, way down. A nice slow one. This one is Reduced to the Failure of Prayer. You guys already knew that, though. You guys already knew that. Shit.